Hello, is it me you're looking for, Kelly? Hi everybody, welcome to Weirdo Wednesday on Friends of the Feather. And for today's weirdo, we're featuring me. Oh, honk honk, says the goose. Uh-oh, we're getting a flyby. We're getting a flyby, everyone. There they go. You guys need to work on your formation a little bit. Gary in the front, he's off again. Thanks. Thank you for your participation. All right. Anyway, today's weirdo is me because I've been told since I knew what the word weirdo meant that I was a weirdo. Thank you, my sisters. But anyway, I was the youngest. It was horrible. My first bullies were my sisters. So, well, I left refuse out here and I didn't even realize it. I hid it from myself. You can't see it. There's a piece of wire right here. A piece of, yeah. I finished up the predator proofing last night or yesterday so that I don't have to close the door anymore. Woohoo! Except in winter, of course, to keep the wind down. But, yeah, so everybody's out here whenever they want to be, bright and early, catching the morning sun rays. That's pretty awesome. Got their fancy swing, just a swingin'. Swingin'. Oh, 10 points if you remember that song. Hee hee. I don't remember who did it, but I remember the song. Oh God, okay. I was very, very urged to sing some of that, and I'm glad I didn't because it's really bad. Anyway, okay, so today's weirdo is me, and yeah, case in point. And here's why I decided to choose myself. Because I realized that I've done almost 200 videos on this channel, and I have yet to mention my name. And I thought of this a little bit ago. It was like maybe video 180 or so that I was like, I never mentioned my name. And I'll tell you why. There's a reason. It's not because I'm afraid to tell people my name. So my given name, right? My given at birth name is Mary Elizabeth, okay? Well, when I was growing up, my mom... Thank you. I'm quite proud of it myself. Named after the two greatest queens of England ever. But anyway, so growing up... I'm getting better, buddy. It's getting better. Growing up, my parents never called me Mary. Ever. Never. Unless, of course, I was in trouble. Then it was Mary Elizabeth. But they never called me Mary. They always called me Beth, right? Beth. To this day, they call me Beth. Never Mary. The only person that called me Mary growing up was my grandfather. My father's father. And he was the one that had the farm and the chickens and all that. And so in kindergarten, I was Beth. Just kindergarten. In 1st through 5th grade, I decided that I wanted to be Mary, right? So in 4th grade, I had a friend that moved into the area, which was really rare because we lived in a very, very small rural area. Total of 86 students in the whole school that I went to for junior high, or for elementary school. So very small, very, very small school. And we had a new student come. And it was a girl, her name was Angie, and she became one of our friends, and she called me Mary because she met me in 4th grade, and that's when I was calling myself Mary. I switched in 5th grade and went back to Beth, and then stayed Beth basically through my entire rest of my life. I've been Beth. Only doctors call me Mary because they don't know better. And, other official things. I was called Mary when I got married. It doesn't happen because my grandfather's no longer here. My friend Angie, I don't talk to her very often. But to this day, Angie still calls me Mary, and I had a friend that passed away from brain cancer, and she would call me Mary. But she called me Mary because she found out my name was Mary, and so she just started calling me Mary. She didn't meet me when I referred to myself as Mary. So when I started thinking about saying, hey, this is Beth, or, hey, this is Mary, or there's also the alternates now that I've become an adult, like, for example, I used to play a game called World of Warcraft, right? And my name in World of Warcraft was Liz, L-Y-Z, right? Because Elizabeth, Liz. So when I met my upper management current husband, I introduced myself as, excuse me, as Beth, but then my character's name in the video game was Liz, and we played that game together a lot. Like, we were always playing that game. And so he started referring to me as Liz. And so now he calls me Liz. His whole family calls me Liz because he introduced me as Liz. Some of them call me Beth because when I introduce myself to people in their circles, I call myself Beth because that's what my parents called me. That's what I've been going by. But he calls me Liz. So I don't even know. I mean, what do I even call myself? I don't know. I'm the woman with many names. Liz, Beth, Mary, Elizabeth, M. Elizabeth. I was doing some writing for a little bit for a very, 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 very small journalistic publication, and I referred to myself as M. Elizabeth. I don't even know, but there you have it. Mary Elizabeth is the proper Beth, Liz, Mary. It's weird. That's why I decided to be Weirdo Wednesday because it just seems weird to me that or maybe I should just remain nameless. I am no one. A girl is no one. That's right. Game of Thrones fans, I said it. That's right. I'll be the faceless woman. I'm already the faceless woman. So yeah. That was a really good show until the end, and then they just absolutely bombed it. That last episode, that last season was just so rushed and just cobbled together, and I mean, and the story was suffering like some kind of 80-year-old dog. It was horrible. I just did not like the last season. I can watch through the rest of it anytime, and I'm good to go. But and I've noticed something funny, like. I'm a binge watcher. Like, I'll watch an 8-hour show, because they're an hour each, 8 episodes, which is a rip, is it not? 8 episodes. Really, guys? That's the best you can do. 8 hours? Really? Anyway, so I remember, like, old shows, 22 episodes, 24 episodes in a season, I mean, if you go back to, like, some Magnum P.I. or some Hill Street Blues, even, like, Law and Order, which isn't that old, they have, like, many episodes per season. You go to Netflix, 8. Oh, but a limited series, 5, 4. Yeah, anyway, that's my rant. But anyway, I'm a binge watcher, so I'll watch things just, I absorb them like a sponge. So, I watched Lost, of course, a long time ago. Watched Game of Thrones. I've watched almost all of the major series. And when I try to watch back through them, I notice that the series of events in the shows happens much faster than I remember it in the show. Like Lost. Lost is the one that first clued me into it, because the smoke monster in Lost is like in the first episode. And I was like, what? It felt like, to me, like they didn't see the smoke, or they didn't even like know of the smoke monster until like the middle of season 1 at least. So and the Game of Thrones thing, the same thing. I was like, man, this stuff happened a lot faster than I thought while I was watching it originally. It felt like the stuff took longer to happen, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird, but that's a little phenomena that I have noticed with watching of series of shows. When the first watch seems to, like, the time seems to go longer or something. I don't know. It's just strange. So no squawking this morning from the Faverlets. They look okay, I guess. I don't see... Let's take a deep dive into these little friends here. They're scared to death of me. See, they're scared of everything. I don't see any wounds. And they're not missing any feathers anywhere. And like the backs of their necks look good. Their eyes are intact. I don't see... Listen, Chip. But see, what's weird is like the other chickens will come in here because it's where their food is. And they don't bother them, but they flip out and then they run and then the other chickens chase them. So like Chip wasn't like trying to hurt them there, I don't think. I think he was just coming in to get a bite and... Okay, now that was a little aggressive. Okay. But I really feel like if they would just stand up for themselves, that they would probably be alright. Which they do to each other. They fight each other. Like, they don't get along very well. So I don't understand why they won't... Like, that was Chip by himself, no other birds. I don't know. But this is the way it's going to be. For at least another 2 weeks. So suck it up, Finchies. Alright, guys. I think that's going to conclude our first segment of Weirdo Wednesday. Apologies for no buttons episode yesterday. I promise they're doing very well. They're peeping right along. Well, hello there. Hey, beautiful baby. My most beautiful girl. No offense. I know. You Frenchies, you're beautiful too. Don't start with me. So yeah. Alright everyone, thank you to our 108 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't, please subscribe. We will be back with another discussion on Weirdo Wednesday with the buttons and then later in the evening. Thank you to all the comments. I do appreciate it. And yeah, just have a generally good Wednesday. Thank you guys. Bye.